There we go. I'm being told that my connection's a little unstable. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I like this cocktail music. Good. Thank you, Duke. Your mileage may vary as we sort of explore the unstable waters of my internet connection. But anyway, hey, listen. It's ThursdAGE. And look at everyone hanging out. Ren's here. David's here. Good to see you. I know that folks were here early talking all kinds of gravy squatch, which I think is sort of mixing crossing the content streams, perhaps. Sad I have to miss this one, but I will be at this. Okay, good. I'll see you there, my friend. Yes, tonight's release party I'm really excited about it. And I really want to thank everybody for their support of, if you're not familiar, we are doing a little bit of a launch party. It's just a little bit of a one. Over 100 people are going to join us. We're going to talk about all kinds of good stuff. Chris is going to talk. Malcolm's going to talk about Engine. Then we're going to have a panel, and we're going to just focus on age, products, and plans, and all the good stuff. So bring your questions. And hey, there's my cousin Disembodied Voice. And I'm really looking forward to it. Brian F. Irving, good to see you, friend. Always good to see you. Steve, good to see you too. I hope I'm saying that right. I always worry that I'm messing it up. Did I miss anybody who's talking and chatting? You folks were in there really early today, which I dig and I appreciate very much. And it's a solo program, just me today. And I say, oh, maybe I'll just do this one quick. And then by the time the end of the show rolls around, I'm like, I'm only halfway through the info. But today, what we're going to talk about is what's in the tank, and with a particular focus on the Adventure Game Engine products. And I'm going to go just line by line. I'm going to take your questions in chat. There are a few things. Hey, Mark, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Squire, good to see you as well. Yeah, that's right. Squire says, is Steve Kenson still doing that 1 hour presentation you've all told him about? Yeah, that's right. It's a song and dance number. I'm looking forward to it, and you should too. It should be very, it'll be something, I think. But let me do this real quick. This. Ta-da! We're legitimately going to go just through the think tank. One of the things that I find interesting is, the willingness to share information that isn't necessarily tied to facts. And that's not to say, everyone's got their own kind of thing going on, and maybe they've got some historical issues, they've been hurt before or what have you. But one of the things I want to make really clear is that 99.9% of the things that are going on in the think tank are going to be free. The things that right now, the things that people can see, those things remain and will always remain free. Hey, Gray Matters, good to see you. That's Jay Gray. Nice. Okay, excellent. Jay had to stop in by LinkedIn because I'm touched in the noggin. I had to. I love broadcasting to LinkedIn. It just cracks me up. Just think of all those stodgy people over there trying to, with the fire in the belly, and then we get to pump our fun programs in there to lighten up the mood and have a little fun. And also, they need to learn more about TTRPGs anyway. Let's see. The tires in the tank. That is that is, what is that? What brand of gas was that? I keep wanting to say Sunoco or something, but anyway, yes. So here we are. This is the Atomic Think Tank. How it all came about is, we really have been enjoying, we have just for years through our live streams have been really enjoying connecting and hanging out with people, with the community folks. And it was just time for us to kind of bring back the notion of connecting with our community in a way that was, cross-discipline, that everybody can see what's going on, to give our developers a one-stop shop that's kind of in their home. Now, that isn't to say that our developers aren't going to continue to lurk in the places where you are used to chatting with them. That is going to remain the same. So that's one thing I just want to be sure everybody realizes, that whether it is Discord, Reddit, Twitter, X, why, I don't know, but all of those spaces will continue to be monitored. We're going to continue the same engagements in those spaces, maybe even ramp it up more on Reddit and do some more of that kind of stuff. But the Atomic Think Tank is something different. It is a space that is devoted to connecting developers, and the community at large. And ESO back in, oh boy, that must be European. Yeah, Gray, Jay Gray mentions I really need to interact within it. It's just been really busy, and that's okay. It'll be there for sure. But the whole notion was to be able to break it down. And there are a few other, there are a few like kind of the lost, groups of people. Not when I say lost, I'm joking, but people that were communities, thriving, engaging, communities like, for instance, our third-party M&M publishers, or there are the Age Creators Alliance. We've always wanted to do more and support those folks more. And a great example is the freebooters, the great people who continue to kind of do their thing as we sort of sorted out what that program ought to look like. And so rather than kind of go to these disparate places, the places that we used to go and try to re-engage in all that, we're just starting it over. We're starting it over in this space, and I'm so far so good. A few things housekeeping wise. It's all a work in progress, and we didn't want to jump too far ahead of community sentiment, basically saying that we're working hard to get all of the things functional. And really everything is represented there except for Dragon Age, which I just realized, and we'll amend that here very quickly. But the idea here is for nearly every products that we still support or actively engaged with, there will be this general breakdown. And I'm going to use Mutants and Masterminds as an example. Real quick, I want to shout out to our buddy Hearts. Why? It starts with a D. So the art that you're seeing, most of it, the good art that you're seeing here, is like the icons, like right here, the Age Creators Alliance icon. This is just great. Look at this. Look at this conversation going on. Let me get to the page. See this little logo right here? That was created by that was, in addition to, you'll see the think tank logo. He was able to kind of take my stuff and then and make it better, because that is what he does. And let me check real quick. Look at everybody. I see everybody. So here's the thing. I get every single one of these notifications because that's my job. But I am absolutely, it is absolutely a joy to chat with everybody and to kind of see, what's going on. It's been so fun connecting with everybody, and a lot of people that I haven't had a chance to know yet. And so that's what's most exciting. The other piece of that too is that international group of people. So anyway, just to jump back to the shout out, Devious Arts, phenomenal work in the Mutants and Masterminds arena. Absolutely just killing it. And so here's the basic structure. Essentially, it'll be the space will be curated by collection, and that's what this is: Mutants and Masterminds community. And then underneath it will be sub pages that'll have certain features and certain things that will be, it'll differ by line. But for Mutants and Masterminds, each one of them will have an official announcement space. This official announcement space is going to be the place to go to get the latest information about the thing you want to know. And so then each space will have a commons, And that is basically a place where you can have, here's this public forum space is really just kind of the, all the hot stuff that's going on here in this particular space. So it goes, collection is the main here. This is the collection. These are the spaces. So there's the official space, the commons, the chat is just fun. I mean, like, it's really great. It's been just popping off. Everyone's having a really great time. There's Devious right there. It's at my time, 7:05 a.m. Really has been just engaged and connected. Phenomenal articles as well. And so Jay Gray says what it seems like is a blend of Discord, forums, blog, and wiki functionality. And that's really a great way to kind of boil it down. That is the goal here, is to get a little bit of everything, but really to find, I needed a platform or a community platform that would allow us to store some documents. Like, for instance, if you look at the Freedom City Library, this is a place where people can write articles. You check out the discovery and you will see all the things that are going on here. Here's Steve Kenson's writing regular stuff. And this is, I believe, I'm pretty sure my view is a little different. Okay, yeah, this is in the Freedom City Library, which means it's free. This is the free section. And that's where, when I say free, that's just part of the community. And so Steve's regularly posting there. Alex is on his way to posting there. You'll get a lot of good stuff. And then my favorite is the Aegis files, the Notion Bang. You've cracked the code. You get access to all of the goodies in this particular area. And what those goodies are is heroes. And we ran a Pulp Era challenge, and all that good stuff, all that kind of stuff. Jacob Gross, congratulations, by the way. But the reason I'm showing you Mutants Masterminds is that was where we started. And so, and then is that intended? Something, post, I'm seeing the create button. Yes, that is absolutely right. Yeah, and so let me go through that real quick. I'm going to start up at the top. I just wanted to show you the basic breakdown. That's the goal, is to have that amount of sort of number of subpages and the features therein. Okay, and so to start, most people generally are going to start here, and you will end up here with the, we're glad you're here, all that's good stuff. This page is going to be filled out in full with all of the breakdowns of all the different titles and their subcategories, so that people go click, click, click. But the one thing that may be surprising to folks is that there are many areas, like, for instance, in the libraries, the various libraries, that library is going to be populated by you. And us as well, but you are absolutely invited to create in those spaces and have some fun, share some of your home brew rules, talk about an encounter that you're creating, and you want some help and some feedback on it from other folks. That'll be especially useful for things like the Age Creators Alliance, where we'll run workshops and salons and developers, engagements where you can hang out with Malcolm for an hour and ask and pepper him with all the questions that you want specific to development, or maybe you've got a particular title on your mind that you want to bug him about, temp. But all things considered, that's the purpose here. So you start here, and this is sort of the place to go. This is the official. This right here, the start here area is where you can ask a Ronin. It looks like Ask a Ronini, but that's not it. But this is where you can post, hey, I've experienced a bug. There's something weird going on with my whatever. And you post that here, and we will, I get notified on my phone and pop in and answer the questions as I can, or find someone who can. And so that's really what this space is for. Not necessarily a space for customer service in that regard. Like, if you're trying to chase down an order, or you want to figure out, I don't know, anything that is really best suited for us to kind of, we need to do some research into shipping or any of that kind of stuff, you'll want to send a note to custserve@greenronin.com. But this is a good space. And if you know what, as a general rule, if in doubt and you're not sure, post the question in the Ask a Ronin and we'll help you out. If that is, yes, the Ronini is actually a special award, the Green Ronini, and or either that or like a magician, just sort of a vaudeville magician called the Great Ronini. That is goofy. That is goofy. Yeah, and then the Green Ronin events, like we've got our big launch party here, and I don't want to put too fine a point on it, but you got to RSVP if you want a free copy of issue number 1 of Engine, and that will be distributed tonight. And so just a few hours so about 3 hours away. Yeah, so in addition to events that are going on specific for the think tank, we're also going to be doing events like what we're doing at conventions. Get-togethers, a special sort of VIP invites for folks who are going to be, like, let's say at Gen Con. And if that's you, let's see, does maybe count for the May, by the way? Yes. So here's the thing. If you RSVP, I want you to come to the event for sure. But if you RSVP and let's say you're unable to make it, or, I will be generous and slip you a copy of the magazine. It may not be until after the event, but yeah, so that's that. So maybe does count. Let's see, the Great Green Ronini. That's right. Yeah, and so what I like about, so the platform we're using is Mighty Networks, and there's a lot to love, and there's some stuff that we're still learning and stuff that they're working on. One of the features that they don't have at this point in time is to have multiple pages for a section, or to have one event across. You can have one event across some calendars, but not all of them. And so we're working on. That's right. Yeah, it is online, and I'll be sure that you're able, Jay Gray, to attend via phone. I'll make sure that the Zoom settings are set for allowing people to dial in and listen up. Yeah. And so anyway, so yeah, the launch party, again, shout out to Devious right here. These sort of profile pics are just phenomenal. And I know it's a little small for folks. Let me try to see if I can, because of the way they've built it, Mighty Networks, sometimes it doesn't play real well with resizing, but excellent. That's great. Yeah, so if you have Zoom on your phone, friends, you can tune in and listen, and not necessarily have it disrupt your evening, or you can go just hang out with us and ask your questions and engage with us. We've got a goodly amount of content that we've been discussing and sharing, and just to clarify that, we're going to be looking back on over 20 years of the Adventure Game Engine, and talk about some origin story stuff, and a look to the future. Malcolm's going to talk about Engine, and then a panel discussion with Age developers for Fantasy Age, Modern Age, The Expanse, Cthulhu Awakens, and me. I'll be there too, and I can talk about the Age Creators Alliance, and then also with a special eye towards what we plan and hope to do to support the Age Creators Alliance in a way that is just beyond. I'm really excited about it. Okay, so that's the start here area. Now we get into things like some of this stuff. Like, here's the community content program. Official news and announcements, like the rest of them, will have Age Creators Alliance, and then the Chronicle System Guild. And this is a little sparse right now, and that's on me. But we do have people in the ACA looking at some familiar names, I'm sure you will recognize. And but here's one of the things that you're going to see in this space as well. Every individual person who has published through the Age Creators Alliance will get a devoted page here in this area, so that you can update it as you wish. It'll be yours and yours to kind of to update, and that way people can watch and come by and ask questions, and that is something that I think will really be a game changer for the way that we engage with folks. In addition, I'm not going to share too much about what we're going to do because I want to save it for tonight, but anticipate a host of resources. That's right. Yeah, this is going to be the same for the Age Creators Alliance, the Chronicle system, and each of the titles within. So yeah, looking forward to that. And the other thing that we'll do as part of this, I'll give you just another little hint. Ask a dev workshops and that kind of stuff. So, and we'll talk more about that later tonight. Okay, so right now I've got this under green running special interests. I just created that because I wanted to have the catch-all because there's some things that may not fit in a total in a category, and I'm not even sure if you can see this. Let me double check. Let me know if you can see it. If you're following along, give me a shout. But I want to, for our streamers, we've got such big plans to help support even more than we have. So we do a lot of great things for streamers because we adore them. And our streamers have been really, really, yeah, that's right. Jay Gray says, so legit internal marketing for us. This will make it much easier to invest the time in writing your own work. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. And to getting everybody in the same space to have the conversation in a way that we can track, and that, one of the issues we have with Discord, I don't know if you do, but I do, is that I have 1,000 servers of different places that I'm in just because of the intersections of my life. All that stuff is like, when I jump into Discord, it's like a fire hose in my face. We'd have lovely existing Discords for Mutants and Masterminds run by Apook, and Duke is a part of the grad. That space is great, and our like I said, our developers are going to hang out there and be a part of that. But it's just not as applicable or as usable for the kind of things that we want to accomplish. Sort of evergreen libraries of stuff, ways for people who are fans to find you directly. Yeah, absolutely. The Duke says the grad loves you being fire hosed. They do indeed. Excellent, Mark. Yeah. A lot of people are familiar with Zoom because of COVID and all of that. I'm sorry to have infected you with Zoom, but I'm very happy, Mark, that you've opted in. It'll be great to see you. So look at this. This calendar is one of the things that I really want to emphasize. As this is almost the feature that really, locked it in for me, and that it's just the opportunity for everyone to see on one calendar when all of our streamers are streaming. We're going to be having a gathering of the streamers where we're going to sit down and talk, and I'm willing to open it up too. If you're somebody who is pondering the idea or you'd like to get into streaming, that's what this space is for. So very much looking forward to that. We've got Abraxas Precipices in here. Of course, you got ThursdAGE. Let's see. Oh, I think I might have actually not put ThursdAGE in the calendar for today. But the Rando stream, which I love. These guys are great. Of course, our friends over at Fresh Out the Box, we love them as well. You will also see Dice Drop. They are our good buddies. And we've got more. I'm being introduced just because of the think tank to a great squad of international streamers. These are folks that we've largely just not necessarily connected with, and that changes now, which I'm very, very excited for. Now, Twilight Accord. This is all the content, and this is what's going to happen with, let me show you the page. Where is it? There we go. So as you may know, Twilight Accord was, we had a Patreon for Twilight Accord where Joe Carricker and Steve would put together, core rules, and there would be play tests, and, we had a vibrant community of people who were really excited about it. We're bringing that over to this platform, and we are also doing the same for the Mutants and Masterminds. So you're going to see, if you were a member of the Patreon, you're going to see all of this stuff, 3 years worth of Mutants Mastermind stuff accessible in what I'm calling, because I really like the concept of it, the Cape and Cowl Club. This is the memberships only space, and with chat. We'll be talking about events. Events are like, for instance, membership chat, like we do that every other Wednesday. Is it every other? Yes, pretty much. Or once a month. In any event, it's an opportunity for us to hang out and have some dialogue and answer questions in that sort of VIP space. This will be the subscription space. That's not going to happen as far as the subscription. Right now, everybody who's in hanging out and accessing all this is accessing everything for free. We got about a month, I think, left on the timer that we were giving everyone 3 months to just to acclimate it and to make sure that it's up to speed and up to the standards that our community and also that we want to see in a platform like this. And so just to make it very clear, everything that I've showed you until now, all of this Mutants and Mastermind stuff, everything but the Twilight Accord stuff, all of that is free. So it is accessible, and in addition, you will see developers posting regularly. There'll be regular opportunities to see sort of experimental stuff, and then when it comes to the stuff that people can subscribe to, that's extra stuff. That's extra, and honestly, by and large, the notion is much of the stuff that will come through the subscription level will then end up at some point being, sold through our store or given away or, whatever that happens to be. But with some exclusives that'll be just for the subscribers. But it is, Patreon showed us that there is an opportunity for us to both be compensated for the time that we put into features, but also to be able to craft those features around people who are hi, disembodied voice. Now that is funny. If anybody sends me a nasty gram on here, I will come to your home and break something you love. But Gray says, how's the moderation for this? It's great. It's very good. And also, for me, I'll say, there are every online community, every group of people is going to have a historical sort of experience, good or bad or what have you, that influences, things moving forward. But this is a brand new space. This is a tabula rasa. And this is the place where we will, bygones are bygones. And, if there were sort of any sort of friction or of the past, if anybody's holding on to that, I'm absolutely willing to sit down and chat, looking forward to it. Well, I might find you if I get a wind of it before we chat. But the idea here is that there is, hello, Lawrence Craig, who's saying hello in Fantasy Age. But that's what this, one of the things I love is that this has just been around the clock, just popping off. Like people are very, very engaged and very positive. But as far as managing the experience goes, Jay Gray asks, specific to moderation, there are the mechanisms here that we've got in place. There's a whole moderation queue that I won't click on, but I'll be updating rules of engagement, very simple community rules, discussing how we treat each other, how we, conflict is 100% normal. And conflict isn't necessarily bad. As a matter of fact, we've created whole properties, whole fantasy properties and TTRPG games around resolving conflict. It's literally what we do for a living. And that's the kind of work that our GMs do. Their storytelling all about conflict resolution and experiencing adversity and getting through it to the other side with a good dice roll and some canny reactions. We're going to take the same approach in the think tank. People oftentimes, I think, when you are spoiling for a fight, if you're upset about something, I think it is not necessarily abnormal for people to have the fight in their head first and think about all of the permutations of that fight and then come to the discussion in real life with a with a head full of steam, already having had the fight, already just, entering at 10, and we can, in this space, relax. We can ask questions, and we can do it in a way that is respectful, and we can go back and forth and have that dialogue, and not have us not have a space that is toxic and not acknowledging or looking to redress, or what happens if, say, we've made a mistake, or there's some kind of a thing that we do that or a decision that's made, and there's no way of a redress. Well, that's baked into the community guidelines, ways for people to say, hey, wait a minute, let's talk about this, or hey, maybe I wasn't at fault, or let me tell my side of the story. All that's built in, so people can just relax and know that if there is friction, we'll work through it, we'll talk through it, we'll figure it out. But the idea is the presumption of good intent, and I hear you absolutely, Jay. One of the things I think is really important, that we understand, it is okay to interrogate the process, and it's okay to interrogate the space, and to say, but wait, what about this thing that I really care about? And sometimes that thing that people really care about is the knowledge that when they're in this space, it's not a place where you're going to have to, it's not Hunger Games where everybody has to sort of vie for the attention of the developers by killing each other. That's not it at all. I love that I'm getting this right over all my stuff. But in any event, that's the community that we're building, not trying to build, that we're building. Those are the expectations. That conflict is okay, but we're going to do it with the presumption of good intent. There are going to be some specific rules and things that are not going to be acceptable, some behaviors and things that just won't fly. That, at the end of the day, this is our space, and we want to preserve it for the widest group of people to feel as comfortable as they possibly could. And that when they want to dive into green running stuff, that this feels like their home. And in, complementing all of the other communities out there, this is meant to kind of continue that good work, and amplify people who are just looking to have some fun, which is really, honestly, let's not forget that that's what this is all about. Let's get together, have some fun. So again, to kind of back up, this area right here with the members only chat and some event stuff, I will be pulling all of the, just so the members know that there will be a place. I'm going to put all of the Mutants and Masterminds Patreon content will live here, and we'll be doing some fun stuff with that. But in addition, there are going to be other things like the stat blocks will continue. We got Multiversal May coming up, and they've already got plans, and then they've already put together content that will support our plans around Multiversal May for the think tank membership. Now, one of the things that I haven't done very well is figure out what the heck are we doing with, what am I naming it? The Mutants and Masterminds membership tier is just the worst name ever. So, is it the Cape and Cow Club? Does that make sense? Would love to hear folks' thoughts either in chat or noodle on it and get back to me. But let's jump over to Worlds Valiant. If you remember, if you were watching when we did our Kickstarter, we invited a gentleman, Clint. He has a podcast. He is a font of Valiant information, big fan of the comics, knows the entire world. And I said, well, hey, Clint, can we, maybe you come over and you can, would you mind being our official Valiant guy? And he was like, sure, yeah, I could do that. And so here we are. So we've a very similar structure as to the, Mutants and Masterminds, because it is running, the Worlds of Valiant is running on the Mutants and Masterminds system. But and the gate files, that if you're familiar with the Global Agency for Threat Excision, as part of the canon in Valiant, that's what this is like Aegis. Also, the one thing too that this is pretty important is we're organizing things by hashtag, and it's just the way they do it here. And if you're not super familiar, it's not that difficult. It does. If you're not somebody who depends on hashtags to live, it could be a little confounding. And we're going to find ways to allow folks to kind of have a linear representation of each of these spaces in a kind of index. That's just like I kind of showed you up here. It'll look like this. And we'll color code it, and it'll be easier to kind of digest. But if you're familiar with how hashtags work, I mean, you can kind of, let me jump back down to the Valiant Commons and actually the gate files. And here you go. So this is going to pull all of the sort of topics. There we go, which is just referencing itself essentially. But we've got people writing articles for this space, and that is going to populate. And the words for the GM answer is like a library, and they call it highlighted hashtags. That is just sort of the library of of hashtags. But here he is. This is Torque the Brobarian. Torque is our resident Valiant curator and expert magnifique. And then here's the Valiant Adventures preview events. And what we've done here is basically Alex and Steve are running a playtest, or they're supporting playtests. We're having meetings and discussing, getting feedback, and really having a good time with that. And so, that's what this space affords us, a centralized location for playtests. And that's what we've needed for some time now. So that's happening there. I'm going to jump real quick to the Superpowered by M&M. Folks may or may not be familiar with this, but you're getting a look because I'm the admin, and so you can kind of see this stuff, and so why not share? What this space is going to be is a place to communicate license and policy. It's going to be a place to have discussions and connect, but it's also going to be a place. These pages, third-party publisher sample page, in this particular page, it's Troy Co-Publishing, and we are a third-party publisher specializing in M&M content in the Gravyverse. Also fake because this is just a placeholder. And the idea that you can, as a person who is a fan of Mutants and Masterminds, connect directly with other developers who are creating things for Mutants and Masterminds, to me is just that's been a long time coming. It also makes our connection with the third-party publishers that much closer, and we can run specials and connect and do a little marketing on their behalf. We're really looking forward to bolstering those connections. And so if you're listening to this and you are a third-party publisher, I've sent notes, but if you're just hearing this, you're like, hey, wait, that's me. Send a note. And Bad Devil, that's such a good point. Thank you so much. Yes, there has to be, right? Bad Devil says, is there an intention to have a Nisaba press area? Absolutely, there has to be. And so, yeah, that goes on my list of I should have put that stuff together because I think it's an important call out of all of our books. And so I will make that happen. So thank you very much, Bad Devil. This is perfect. Infinite Gravyverse. That's right. The Gravy Gem. I went so far as to say Gravy Squatch, the Hero's Guide to Gravy Day. A 2,000-page world-setting book. I might be a little low on the page count. So, and is soup just a kind of gravy? Are hot dogs just tacos? Who knows? But those are the kinds of, this is the space. This page would be updated, would be updated so that the public can see it. There'll be logos and all kinds of good stuff. And that is a good, we want to do the very same for our Age Creators Alliance folks, which I think I put it up here. Here they are. The same kind of support, the pages, the, running collaborative sales, all kinds of good stuff. There's a lot more we can be doing. And so we're looking forward to both of those spaces being populated. Then we've got virtual tabletops. I'm telling you that there is probably not a day goes by that I don't get a message on Discord, a message somebody comes knocking on my door and saying, "What are you going to do for Foundry?" Or insert your favorite VTT here. While we can't be in all places at once, we do know that there are communities of people that are working, and we are in. These are the 4 or 3 rather spaces that we are actively in. Roll20 getting a lot of our focus, but we're branching out. In addition, Foundry, I think we've got the Expanse over there. There are Mutants and Masterminds folks over there. You're going to see a ton of resources from the community and from us as we continue to kind of grow and master our pipeline of getting this stuff out there. So more VTT support, more VTT transparency as far as what the future holds, and more VTT community connection, which is the big stuff. That's the stuff that matters to me the most. Then you'll see here's the 5th season that's coming as well. And then Modern Age, Fantasy Age, Cthulhu Awakens. These, I think we're pretty set on the titles here. The other thing as well is when you join, yes, Duke says Foundry Love. Yeah. I'm not selling folks that they need to stop asking about the Foundry support. I say continue to ask until you feel that your questions have been answered or you feel sated. But we're moving in that direction, and while it may feel like it's taken some time, it is all a part of a process and a plan. And believe it or not, we have a plan. So, but these names here I'm pretty sure we're going to stick with them. But again, it's the same kind of setup. You've got, I'm going to add a kind of an official. Here's the real, here's the definitive where we're at on stuff, or here's stuff that's coming down the pike, or whatever. And then you have the commons for the community to chat and share and have that kind of stuff. Here's the university library for people to post their articles and. Nice. This is great. Look at that. Peter Scott, another new Atomic Think Tank member from London. I love it. And then the Arkham City Gazette. I think this is articles, or let's see. Yeah. Okay. So this is where we'll do, write-ups and things, and the library, you'll learn about stuff. There'll be more detail to come. And here's the other thing too. If you're somebody who's you're going to find yourself hanging out in the Cthulhu Awakens area, and you're like, I really wish we had this, or what do you think about that? Or that's what this is all about. If we need to adjust or add or contract, delete, amend, all of that stuff comes from your engagement. Blue Rose, I'm anticipating this is going to be another very big area. And I want us to do things like really support sharing, not just the stories, but also the characters and sort of any questions about, where to create an encounter, in the Blue Rose, in the world of Blue Rose, all of that good stuff will be all right here. And then I'm also anticipating that there'll be a lot of sort of experimental sharing of stuff that, whether that's fun, tables, stunt tables, or talking about how you blend Blue Rose with the Expanse, or what have you. But that's the idea. Now here's an area that I'm really excited about, and it's not public yet, but it will be. And this is a space for people who are artists to be there and have an active community that they can say, hey, here's my pitch. I do this kind of art. I've done work already for. We're gonna be pinging our the Age Creators Alliance and folks for artists, and they'll have their pages here that people can tap them and see if there's something that can be worked out. You basically commission them to do some work to help publish your stuff. One of the other things as well is for me and some masterminds, everybody loves getting their hero. They commission art from an artist on the internet, and they get a lovely rendition of their hero. We just want a space for artists who do that kind of work to be seen and and to I don't want to say vetted, but sort of vetted, so that we're so that people know that they can come here and they can find the artist that they want for the thing that they need, whether that's cartography or heroes or, player characters, or what have you. We will endeavor to have them in this space. And then the writer's bullpen, a space for you to connect with writers and for there to be, sometimes there are things that you may want some help with and you need some specialty writing skills. I know that we have a whole community of people, even in this chat right now, that are very talented writers. All of that. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about freebooters. The Dented Helm is a private space for freebooters and us to have a dialogue about what's going on, what shows we're going to, and to introduce sort of an adjusted, an evolved program supporting freebooters and their work at conventions. Basically, freebooters are people who sign up to go to conventions and play GM green running games, and it's amazing. And while, back in the day, the program was, I'll say a little, pre-COVID robust in that there are definitely some issues that we've got to work around resources and make sure that we're not, spending all the money in one spot and then, running into, that issue. And it can get quite expensive sending a bunch of people to all the different places. But if there are people have, they're going to conventions and they want to play they want to run green running games, we'll support that in a big way. We'll do, we've been talking a lot about what that might look like, but imagine getting a box of stuff that is, green running flavored items. Flavored, I mean, not that you would eat them, but themed items. I don't know what green running flavor would be. Probably a cheese, perhaps. In any event, that kind of stuff and the discussions will go on in the Dented Helm, and which is I believe that's a Freeport reference. But very much looking forward to the reality is those folks, their love of age and and beyond really, but their love of the game, their love of showing people how to play and engaging has never stopped. They continued on even though the program has been waiting for some love, and so now it's getting the love. Disembodied Voices would love something like that. Now, are you talking about a green Ronin flavored something, or are you talking about the freebooter stuff? Because you're seeing this, and if you're interested and you want to be involved, let me know, and we can bring you in, because we want to expand this to libraries and to yes, age the relevening. I love that. Nice. Excellent. Okay, great. I'll work on the green Ronin flavored something and, flavor blasted chips, perhaps, green Ronin flavor blasted, but also absolutely everyone is invited to come and be a part of the freebooter stuff, because it's the heart and soul of kind of what it is that we do on the community side of things. And I'm just really delighted to be able to incorporate that into the think tank as an active piece of something. So spread the word. If you know that there are people saying, I wonder what, why aren't they doing anything about the freebooters? Make sure you let folks know we are. We know it's been a minute, but we are definitely here, and we're definitely looking forward to working with everybody and finding ways to, both recognize the value of the time that you spend. And nice. Bad Devil says the Dented Helm is a brewery on the docks. It's like the nice pub. Yeah. And so this is our space to collaborate and to make sure that we are doing all the things we can to support everybody wherever they may be. So I said library events. There are definitely tons of. We did not discuss Engine, but that's tonight, Temp. I'm here to let you know that if you really want to. I am not the best person to speak to it. You want to go to the source, and the source kicks off tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific. So yeah, that's when you will both be able to listen to what's going on and then get your hands on a free copy. So we won't be doing a deep dive into Engine. But so that being said, freebooters, come hang out, come home. Oh, we're here. and we're ready. Yeah, it's about 2 hours away. Thank you, Duke. Thank you very much. So yeah, so that's that. What have I forgotten? I want to, basically, if there is, like, I know what I'm missing right now is Dragon Age. I'm going to put that up in here and get a space ready for that. And I'm also Nisaba. Thank you so much. Who was that bad devil for bringing that up? But given what you see here, and you don't have to answer me now, but given what you see here, are there things that you feel are missing? Is there something that you think we should be including? Is there? Let me know. And the best way you can do that is you can either come and hang out and drop some feedback that everybody can see, which is great and certainly welcome, or you can pop in here and send me a direct message. That is such an easy way for me to kind of get updates, and I don't mind it. It's very quick and very fun. The Mighty Network's usability stuff is really great. I've really appreciated what they've done, and that's ideas specific to like missing components that you're not seeing here that we've have put on the back burner or some, my oversight for some reason. Quick and easy to redress, but also if you've got little things like, I think it was, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Squire. I feel like you were involved in the conversation, but someone was asking me about, hey, what about, or I can't see my links because the link was a, dark color on a dark background. It was near invisible. And we were able to fix it in just a few hot seconds. And so if you come and you hang out and you come over here to the Ask a Ronini area and you got a thing, we're watching it. Everybody's watching it, by the way. All the devs, everyone from Chris all the way down to me. Everybody is paying attention. And so it's exciting. And I want to also just say for everybody that's been, engaged and getting involved, it is, that's right, Jason. That's right, exactly. And I will also say, if you've RSVP'd, there's going to be a Q&A. Now, I don't know if it necessarily falls. I don't know that Swords of the Shadow Planet falls into the age category, but, I don't tell them I said so, but I would get them. I would ask a question and see what they say at tonight's panel. That'll be the perfect spot. You'll have them right where you want them. But if you are haven't yet RSVP'd for tonight's release party, all you have to do is scan the QR code. I'm a little worried that it's a bit dark, so I'm going to scan it right now while I'm hanging out here with you. But scan that, and then let's see, is it working for me? It might not work because of the clipping that I've got going on. Your mileage may vary, but yes, Tempo, I knew you were going to share your thoughts on that. And I say, continue to bother and bug and cajole and get excited about it. That's how we know that you are into it. And that's how we know it's working, when you've got a lot of questions. And so don't be afraid. Real quickly, I'm going to go to the events, pull up this event, and then I'm going to share it. The QR code's in the bottom right of the screen, but it appears to be malfunctioning. But click on that event and do me a favor, since you're kind of just here, folks, would you click on that and let me know if that takes you where, because it worked for me, but I'm worried that because I'm an admin, I kind of faked an account and walked through the process. So hoping to that I was experiencing it as though I were a brand new user, and it worked. So if you could try that and let me know, that would be groovy and much appreciated. And then what am I doing here? I am going to also just download a better copy of the QR code so you can all see it. And so that is about that. I want to work. Okay, good. Okay, it gets if it gets you there, then I appreciate that. Is that the QR code worked for you, or the link did? Let me know when you can, and I'm going to let's get rid of this, and give me a moment. Here we go. There we go. That should also, for folks who are like, where's my QR code? Yes, that worked for me. First click. Yep, it's going to ask you to log in, and it should take you right to the event. When you create an account, it's so easy. It's very, very easy to do. And look at that. A whole entire program, and I'm not even done yet. Well, I am done for now because I've got to go put my face on. I got to scrub the skin suit and get it all ready because I'm going to be on camera with all of our friends. And for tonight's big, for the big main event, the engine launch party, and, kind of our it's sort of the Atomic Think Tank and engine launch party, both together. If you are watching this in the future and you're like, oh, did I miss it? Yeah, you probably did. But scan this QR code and join anyway. And, send me a note to when you're there. You look me up. I'm Troy Hewitt. Your approval is still pending. Uh-oh. That is something I can actually do before I go. I'm going to do that right now. Yeah, so I want to thank everybody in the UK who's RSVPing for the event tonight, understanding that it is not tonight, it's tomorrow morning, and sometimes, at 2 a.m. So I get it, absolutely get it, and time zones are the worst, but that's the way it works. When we're floating on this big blue ball in space. But you'll still get a copy, even if you are unable to make it. But just by demonstrating that you care, we will be sure to get you what you need. So let me double check invites and requests. Huh. I'm looking here. I think so. Yeah, Duke mentions flat Earth, and I think that yes, Dan, I'm going to be on camera. So I'm not seeing temp. I'm not seeing your. We haven't declined anybody. I'm not. Yeah, I'm just not seeing. I'm going to drop a link for you in particular because we like you and we want to make sure that you are able to join us here in the Atomic Think Tank. So do me a favor and then click on this link and tell me what where that takes you. And then and anybody, honestly, anybody can click on that link. It would be an invite that bypasses essentially, what I've got is a very short survey that's like, are you a jerk? Don't be a jerk. What do you like and what are you here for? And then, and if you even put in just a modicum of effort on that survey, then you get access to the Atomic Think Tank. But for the purposes of this conversation, we all know the ThursdAGents are loyal and true and wonderful human beings, and so it just goes to Swords of the Shadow. Jason, yes, good for you. You got the special link to the Swords of the Shadow Planet secret playtest. He's joking, but listen, it's top of the hour. I want to thank everybody for their support and enthusiasm. I want to thank our community leaders for stepping up and really helping us out, really diving in and seeing this for the exciting community support endeavor that it is. It will only be awesome with your help. And that's what we're after. We're after awesome. And I also want to say, folks, if you are absolutely do. Thank you. Yeah, I'll see you all in a couple hours. Have a great couple hours until you jump in and see us later this evening. But there's something else I wanted to say. What was it? It escapes me. Oh, I know what it is. Hey, make sure you're liked, you're subscribed, that you've hit that bell. Wherever you're at, give us a thumb, give us the heart, give us the hearts, give us the stars, whatever it is that you got to give it to us. And that helps us feed the algorithm. Sometimes the algorithm is a real jerk, but with your help, we can tame it and make it do our bidding, which is to share more great Green Ronin information with the community at large. So with that, I say goodbye for now. See you in a couple hours. And hey, again, thank you for all your support. Bye.